Good day, fans. Okay, we are here to respond to some of the questions that was asked. Okay, a particular woman asked this question. She said she is a Queen Koinsola Ojoba. She said, how does a young woman, a young widow of 48 years, deal with widowhood? And I want my husband to respond to that question.
All right. Good afternoon, our great fans. Thanks for that question. And how does a young woman handles a widowhood? Remember what I said earlier: that widowhood is not something that somebody wishes for himself or for herself, especially for the woman. So, if by accident you are not a widow, you have lost your husband. So sorry for that. And then you are not asking, maybe you are at the verge of deciding whether to remarry or not to remarry, and they are asking for our view on that. I will advise from my own perspective. It's your choice. I will just give it the two sides. One, you can choose to remain single on one condition: if you can hold yourself. Yes. Just like what Paul said, that you can choose not to marry if you can do what? Control the desires you
Of the
have
flesh.
of the flesh. If you can control the desires of the flesh, you can choose to remain single and focus on your children. God has blessed you with children or a child. Focus on that child to raise that child in the fear of God. Then and focus on your business. On one condition: if you can have control over your flesh. The situation you cannot have control over your flesh, you will desire the opposite sex. Then you can prayerfully seek for God's words, direction to marry the right man. I mean the right man, not just to marry a man, but the right person that will love you and also love your children or your child. So I think that is what I have to say concerning this. Possibly, maybe my wife has maybe one or two things to chip into.
Yeah, for a young widow, I would advise that you take your job or your business serious. No matter how small the business you are doing is, just be patient with it, groom it, be there for your business. Make sure that you make progress in your business, because once you when the money is there, you won't really be moved by the temptation of men, because you have the money to take care of yourself and to take care of your children. And with the grace of God upon you, as you yield yourself to the leadings of God in your life, you see God helping you through life, that you successfully become everything that God has destined you to be, even without your husband.
But what situation where the woman in question will not, yes, she could go for her business,
Okay.
manage the business, and then do well in her business. But what of controlling her flesh, the desires of the flesh? What do you advise her to do at that point?
Okay,
If you ask her to go for her business, yes, but she cannot control the desires of the flesh, what happens?
if you cannot control the desires of the body, the Bible records that you should remarry, as in get married, and you prayerfully do that. Because if you imagine that you mistakenly married the wrong person, you ever regret it. So it's something that you have to prayerfully guide yourself into. Let God guide you into as in marrying the right person. Because if you marry the wrong person, you ever regretted you did. Then you find out that desire will now die on its own. So make the right choice.
All right. I think you have, it's okay now from what you just said, that you have to prayerfully do what? Seek the face of God to marry
Yes.
the right person.
Right person.
You see, these desires of the flesh. When you marry the wrong person, that desire that you cannot
Will
control
die completely.
will die naturally. You will not
Die
even have it,
completely.
will die completely. So seek the face of God in this matter.
I
Seek the face
advise
of
you,
God.
please help us share our videos. There are a lot of people that will learn from this.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
All right. God bless.